Check, 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 check. All right, what is up, guys? What is up, dog? Today is February 5th, Friday. We're having a funeral for Sylvia's uncle on Monday. And so today's gonna be the last day trading. Probably won't trade on Monday. Yeah. We switched to the 450 pretty early. Just about at 11:30. Just because there's so many bars on the minute chart compared to what we had on the 700. Yeah. So let's see how we do. Hola, mi amor. Yummy. All right. I'm pretty sure this is safe to move up or move down, I should say. Actually, unless it makes a new low. All right. I like this sell, but of course we don't know how this is gonna play out. Statistically speaking, this shouldn't work out. Actually, statistically speaking, this should work out because our first trade is usually a winner. The following trades are usually losers, but we'll see. We've been on this massive uptrend, and the reason I like this sell is because we're in these highs, and we can imagine a ton of people buying to try and stop out or outsmart the market, essentially, to go against the people who are actually selling in these highs. And if you take a look at the minute chart right over my head, my camera, you can see all these highs matching up pretty dang good. So we can imagine a ton of people thinking people are going to sell, so they're going to buy, and so that's why I like this sell. We shall see. All right, I'm eating as well, so I guess I'll mute my mic. Just yeah. uploading yesterday's video. Forgot to. Oof. It's not looking good for us, boys. I guess that was a spike, right? And if you look at this move comparing to this move, yeah, it's pretty much a spike. I was just a little bit in denial with it. So buy was obviously the better option there. Spikes don't necessarily need to have strong bars. It just needs to be a move that barely had any hesitation or pulled back in the other direction. This and then that's this. If you compare that to there as well, it's not really a trend. It's more like two big moves if you pull back on it too. So yeah. All right, we're in the trade again. Even though we had a triple top here, well, I'm not gonna talk. I'm just gonna let this one play out. So, looks like this one's gonna work out, luckily. Oh, so close. Alright, just uploaded it. Hopefully I'm not leaking anything. Oof, all those titles, so depressing. Oh gosh, another depressing title on the way. So, essentially, this triple top became strong resistance. You want to be buying in this case. Alright, we got one more shot. I didn't think this triple top along with this would have been enough, but it definitely was. So breaking out of that resistance, people like to short. Your better option is to buy, and a non-obvious would have been the perfect trade. You would have gotten just by the tick and the scalp as well. I was gonna go for that initially, but I didn't think that triple top was enough. But it definitely is, especially when you come in contact with all that resistance that's been happening out throughout. So let's. I'm not even sure if it's worth trying to get our way back to this, but we'll give it a shot anyway. Because after fees and taxes, and after the next couple of losses, probably not worth it. But hey, I'm not a quitter. Yes, I am, but fuck it. So to reiterate our trades and to continuously regurgitate the things we do wrong, I think that's super important. If we can't remember why we lost a trade, I don't think we're ever gonna learn from it. Which is why I think continuously going over why we lost that trade is something that I think is absolutely crucial. Right, swing high, first entry, second entry. We went for a short, but actually you should be going long here. The reason I went for a short is because I thought this was more of a trend, but that's definitely a spike. If you can look at it, let the spikes be spike, even though they're a little bit choppy on the way up. If you take a look at it, that means green bars all the way up. Maybe a slow spike, but it's still a spike. It's not necessarily a trend because there's barely any trends in this entire day. It's more like a range day. And so even though you have that slow spike, it's still a spike, and buying there is the best option. If this was more of a channel, then I would say okay, there it might be a little bit different, but let the spikes be spikes. And so buying there is the best option because you're trying to go against the people who are picking the tops on the spikes. And since that is a spike, there's that perfect opportunity for the resistance right here above my head for them to go short. So what better opportunity to pick a spike when it's at a nice high and everybody's going to sell there. So buying there is actually the best option. And then we have the following chart on swing well, first entry, second entry. And my thought process was, all right, we had a triple top here, and which actually that should be your thought process. What just happened here? Well, we had a triple top with a ton of resistance. Was there any resistance before that triple top? Yes, there was, which is all this right here. So that's saying, all right, in this case, people are trying to pick the tops here. That's why it's pushing up. So this is a level of resistance that people see, and now people like to trade back into those. So once you break out of there, your best option is to buy, because everybody likes to trade back into it. So that's why buying there was actually the better option. All right, doing something super risky here. Essentially what I'm doing is taking this as a double bottom. Probably not the smartest idea, especially since there's no new low on the minute chart. But that's what we're doing. If it is a double bottom, awesome. If it's not a double bottom, then we know. But I never came across a situation where it was like, all right, that's a double bottom, then or it wasn't a double bottom. The only time that's ever happened if it was in congestion, and this is not really congestion. We haven't really, if we're gonna be referring all the way back, continuously using the bottoms and lows of the minute chart, there's no point of I'm worried that this turned into a spike, but I don't think so. Yeah, I think it's a trend now, especially all with all that up and down motion. Alright, well, we're in the trade. We'll find out together. Let's see. So, this is be the deciding factor of if you have double bottoms on the tick chart. Are you allowed to use that even though the minute chart doesn't show it? Or a new low at least. Are you allowed to treat double bottoms as a new low on the tick chart? Even if the minute chart doesn't have a new low. And that'll be our testing today. What we're testing here. And it's a trend because you have a lot of up and down, clear up and down, not a congested sort of thing like what was going on here and here and here. It's a clear up and down motion. So I'm declaring that as a trend, and it's kind of a clear one on a minute chart. Little thing going on there. Mainly just a bigger version of the congestion, to be honest. That's what it looks like on the minute chart. Let's see what happens here. Interesting. There's a first entry on the minute chart. Oh, all right. Well, that is it. So we're not allowed to create those new lows, essentially. And if you think about it, if maybe this one pushed lower, then you would be able to. But you've been climbing on that all day, so yeah, that is it for this video. Peace. I click right between the two buttons and stop.